everyone, this is Colleen Lemma, Starseed Astrologer and Spiritual Messenger from SacredSoulEmpowerment.com. Here to do your weekly angel card reading for Monday, June 10th through Sunday, June 16th, 2019. For this week's weekly reading, we'll be using the Psychic Tarot deck by John Holland for the main message for everyone. And your special message card this week, depending on your stone of choice, will be coming from the Crystal Angels deck by Radley Valentine. So just a reminder that we're entering the midway point of the month of June. So if you haven't already seen the June monthly reading, please feel free to go onto my YouTube channel under Colleen Lemma to watch that monthly reading for the month of June to get the big picture and the overview of the whole month's energy. Okay, so let's go ahead and start by looking at your stones of choice for this week. Now, your first stone of choice is this beautiful citrine point. This is a beautiful polished, it's like cut and polished citrine point. These stones that I'm going to show you this week actually are all going to be made into some special intention pendants, and they're all pretty high quality stones. Again, the clarity of this citrine is just so pristine and beautiful. And the citrine, of course, is that golden yellow color. It relates to the solar plexus chakra. This is your center of personal power. And I just intuitively feel like there's something about, clarity with this one. So if this week you're needing to find your sense of personal power or to empower yourself or to find this sense of clarity, this is also a stone of prosperity and abundance as well as joy and happiness. So if those things sound good to you, then perhaps this is your stone of choice for the week. Your second stone of choice, this is also a cut and polished stone, and this is labradorite. And labradorite is a stone that's gray in color and usually has green or blue reflective colored in it. And this one has a nice blue color. You can see as I kind of tilt it back and forth, that kind of bluish reflective quality of this. And this is a grounding stone because of the gray color, but it's also a high vibrational stone, an opening of the psychic senses, the third eye, the ear chakras, the crown chakra, because of that reflective blue quality. Even the throat chakra and channeling energy is with this one here. Now, labradorite is said to come from a meteorite that's come from another, star system. So it's a very higher dimensional stone, again, to help you get in touch with your star brothers and sisters of the light and to receive messages and information from those star brothers and sisters of the light, or universal messages and information from other times, other places, other worlds. And then your last stone of choice is a favorite for everyone and one that's well known. This is amethyst, and this is a beautiful, deep, dark purple amethyst cluster. And again, it's a smaller size, as you can see, and I've made one in the past into a special intention wire wrapped pendant, and I'm going to do the same with this one. But this is crown chakra energy, which as we open up that crown chakra, we're opening up the psychic sense to claircognizance, which is a knowing and an understanding of higher vibrational or higher dimensional energies without necessarily knowing how you know the information. It just kind of gets channeled through that crown chakra. This is also a stone of spiritual insight or expansion of spiritual consciousness. I'm even intuitively going to say astral traveling, especially in the dream time at night. This is actually known as a dream stone to help you remember your dreams or help to facilitate the dream time. So this to me also is going to assist when we are in that dream time state, that we're traveling to other dimensions, other times, other places, and therefore that astral traveling. Now the cluster part also is great for group work. It's got all those little itty bitty crystal points in it. So if you're working with groups of people or wanting to network with groups of people, along with all the other things that have been said, this may be your stone of choice this week. So let's talk about the astrology for the week. There's actually quite a bit of important things going on this week. We start on Monday the 10th with the sun, which is currently in the sign of Gemini, which is the sign of communication, thoughts, reason, logic, ideas. and it's opposing Jupiter in Sagittarius. And Jupiter in Sagittarius right now is in retrograde motion. Jupiter is the planet of expansion. And no, when it goes retrograde, it doesn't mean it starts to constrict or go the other way. It's still the planet of expansion, but it internalizes the energy when a planet is retrograde. So this is about looking at our belief systems, which Jupiter also rules, and it's finding the abundance and prosperity within yourself through the belief systems that you have, which kind of translates to glass half full mentality rather than glass half empty mentality, or expanding into, with that expansion principle, the most positive, vibrant, abundant, blessed thoughts and ideas that you can possibly have. Jupiter is also sometimes known for judgments, and Sagittarius, the sign that it's in, is sometimes very opinionated. So we have to watch the whole time that Jupiter's in Sagittarius, but now that it's retrograde, kind of watch how strong your opinions can be, and if you verbalize them, watch that you're not judging other people or groups of people. Now, this is the Sun in Gemini opposing Jupiter. So this is all about communication. This is all about our thoughts, our ideas, communication, networking, information, seeking information, learning information, taking classes, teaching classes, doing speaking engagements. There, communication is really highlighted here with this Gemini Sagittarius energy going on. On Tuesday and Wednesday, the 11th and the 12th, the moon is in Libra. Now, the moon is our emotional nature or our subconscious nature. It's in the sign of Libra, which rules partnerships, relationships, equality. And it's going through this series of connections with a lot of other planets. It's first in a challenging square connection to Mercury in Cancer, and then in a challenging connection to Mars in Cancer, and then in a challenging connection to Saturn in Capricorn, and in a challenging connection to Pluto in Capricorn. It does make one positive, easy-flowing aspect to the Sun in Gemini over those 2 days. And I don't usually talk about the moon because it travels so quickly through the zodiac signs. It spends about 2.5 days in each sign of the zodiac. But on Tuesday and Wednesday, I wanted to mention the moon in Libra because, again, we're talking about relationships, those that we're emotionally connected to or emotionally attached to, or where our emotions are highlighted. And because there's all these challenging aspects, first with Mercury that rules, thoughts and communication, and then with Mars, which rules that fight or flight, that warrior kind of energy, that kind of, what do I want to say, spark of knee-jerk reaction kind of energy. And then it challenges Saturn, which can be about karmic lessons or karmic challenges, or sometimes feeling restricted and limited. It is in Capricorn right now, so we're dealing a lot with our career path, our life path, who we are out in the world and getting recognition for that. And then it's challenging Pluto, and Pluto is about transformation, regeneration, death and rebirth, power and control. And the fact that Mercury and Mars is in Cancer brings up home and family issues because Cancer rules the home and family. So with all of that going on, and that is quite a lot of planets that it's connecting to, I feel like there might be some frustrations and or disagreements within home and family situations, or with people that we kind of connect with on a deep emotional level. So they're almost like our adopted family or our spiritual family. So it's, again, it's emotional connections with other people and words or communications that could be frustrated, or could be, again, arguments, could be some lessons in there, some sort of karmic repeat of some sort of lesson with Saturn. But it's for transformation to take place, transformation within those relationships with Pluto, but also transformation within yourself, within your psyche, within your subconscious, because the moon rules all of that. Okay, so then on Thursday and Friday, the 13th and 14th, Mars is now highlighted. Mars is connecting in a positive way to Neptune first, and then it's opposing Saturn. So remember, Mars is in Cancer. And Mars is about forward movement, energy and action, the warrior spirit, or the warrior energy. And it's connecting first to Neptune, which is the planet of the spiritual realm, which is in Pisces, another water sign, another intuitive sign, just like Cancer is. So this might be activating our intuition. This might be activating our psychic senses. This is also a connection to me that deals with some sort of spiritual family, and again, it's a positive connection. So there's spiritual family matters that are attended to, or spiritual movement that's taking place, or a real deep connection on an intuitive and psychic level, because both of those planets are in water signs. And then Mars is opposing Saturn. Again, this takes place over Thursday and Friday. And Saturn likes to restrict, it likes to limit, it likes to take its time, so that we need to have a sense of patience. And so we might feel that movement forward is somewhat slowed down or stalled a little bit with that Mars opposing Saturn. Or again, there's some sort of lessons that are going on with Saturn in regards to home and family, Cancer, where Mars is, or in regards to business, career, life path, which is that Capricorn energy where Saturn is. On Saturday and Sunday, the 15th and 16th, now Mercury is somewhat highlighted, and we have Mercury now in a positive connection to Neptune and then opposing Saturn. So first Mars goes through that cycle of connecting to Neptune and then Saturn, and then Saturday and Sunday Mercury goes through that cycle of connecting to Neptune and Saturn. And remember, Mercury is about our thoughts, ideas, communications with other people. It's about learning, it's about teaching, gathering information, paying attention to details. It is in Cancer right now, so again, it brings in that home and family kind of situation. Now, Mercury being the planet of the mind, and Neptune being the planet that rules the spiritual realm, and intuitions and psychic abilities and healing abilities, those things are really going to be heightened with Mercury connecting with Neptune. At the same time, Mercury opposing Saturn actually helps us to ground that energy. So it's almost like receiving psychic insights and then being able to ground it into third dimensional reality or physical reality. Or there could be a reality check about something, conversely, like almost we see something through rose-colored glasses, which could be Mercury connecting to Neptune. And then when it opposes Saturn, we get some sort of reality check, or some sort of like, aha moment, or I didn't see that coming, or that wasn't what I thought. So, that energy could be played in either way, as far as positive, or I don't want to say negative, and I don't even want to say not so positive, but again, just that kind of reality check, just having some sort of, what do I want to say? Coming down to earth with something, with Saturn. Now, the big thing that happens this week also happens on Sunday, and it's Jupiter challenging Neptune. And this is a big deal, because this is going to be the second time out of 3 times that Jupiter challenges Neptune in this way. In January of 2019, Jupiter and Neptune were squaring one another, or challenging one another. And Jupiter is about expansion, our belief systems, abundance, prosperity, seeing the big picture, higher learning. Neptune, again, is about illusion, confusion, delusion, but it rules the spiritual realm, and it rules artistic and creative and imaginative pursuits. It rules that our psychic senses, intuitive senses, our connection to spirit. So again, January was the first time these two challenged one another. Now on June 16th, for the second time they're challenging one another, and then for the third time it's going to be in September. So once we get to September, that'll be the third and final time, while Jupiter is in Sagittarius and Neptune is in Pisces, that these two planets will challenge one another. And so what does that mean? Jupiter likes to make things bigger, it likes to expand something. Neptune, as I said, can rule the spiritual realm, but also rule confusion and things not making any sense, and things kind of being an illusion or not what we thought. This is where we're wearing rose-colored glasses. And because it is a challenging aspect, it's probably going to be some of the more challenging descriptive phrases there, to where we expand into this confusion state. We don't understand what's happening. We don't know what decision to make. We don't know why things aren't unfolding in the way we thought, or maybe they're not unfolding at all and we're wondering why. And again, Jupiter is expanding that that energy of things being elusive, intangible, not being able to be grounded, not being able to be manifested. Jupiter is also about belief systems, and so this can be about our philosophical or spiritual belief systems with other people, with groups of other people, with organizations. This is where we have a clash going on, to where the opinions of that Sagittarius energy, where Jupiter is, and the judgments that Jupiter sometimes is about, and Sagittarius as well, that can kind of be expanded and come forth too, so that, people, whatever their spiritual beliefs are, might be really opposing or down on someone else or another group of people that believe in a different way. And it doesn't just mean spiritual or religious belief systems. This can be our belief systems about how to raise our children. This can be belief systems about how we make our money. This could be belief systems about what we should be doing in our life as far as our career or our path is concerned. It can, even how we operate in relationships. This can be a very wide variety of things as far as these opinions and judgments and not being on the same page or not being able to see things clearly. Okay, so that was a lot. Let's go ahead and take a look at the cards here. And we're looking at the first card for the week. Okay, we have Major Arcana 0 and New Beginnings. And this relates to the Fool card in the traditional tarot deck. Major Arcana 0 is the Fool card. So it's taking a leap of faith. It's about following a new path or making a new decision to follow a new path or go in a different direction. And in this card, we have a woman standing at a door. It's almost like her back is to the door, so she's already come through this door. It's like she's leaving something behind. She's walking through the door. She maybe paused for a moment, but she's taking a step forward. And she's on top of the world here, by the way. She's standing on top of the world. So I feel like this is a very positive, indication that her movement forward, and as she takes that movement forward and takes one step in front of the other, that she's moving towards a positive new beginning. She doesn't necessarily know what the positive new beginning is, though. Remember, she just left something behind, and she had to take a leap of faith to leave that something behind, because that was the familiar, that was the old way of operating, or the old way of situations being in her life. Now she's got a staff, and that's going to help to guide her forward, and she's just trusting. She's just going forward and trust that this new beginning is going to be something positive. Let's go ahead and take a look at the next card, and perhaps we'll get more information. Now, 2 cards came out here with the second card. And the first of those 2 cards is number 5 and Wisdom. And it seems like we got this card recently. It was either in last week's weekly reading or perhaps it was in June's monthly reading, but I remember that this came up very recently in a previous video that I did. So number 5 in Wisdom, we have a man here, and he's holding a book. It seems to be a very important book. There's gold rays of light kind of shining off this book. Plus there's a big gold yellow sun here in the background. We have a family here in front of a little house. And this is, in the traditional tarot, this is the Hierophant card. Major Arcana 5 is the Hierophant, which is usually about an authority figure in our lives. Someone who has a lot of information, a lot of knowledge, a lot of wisdom. Someone who we can go to get some feedback from, to discuss something, to, receive messages from. Because again, he's got a book, this book of information, this book of messages here. He's got the wisdom to give to someone. So this could be as you're starting down a new path or you're getting ready for that new beginning, that you're seeking some sort of advice, you're gathering more information, whether it's seeking advice from someone in your life or an authority figure or professional, or whether you're seeking those answers within yourself, perhaps connecting with your higher soul self to gain that information, or perhaps even your own angels and guides, even though usually this is an earthly kind of figure. But I'm going to even include, receiving some sort of messages and wisdom from your angels and guides. Now, I feel like, again, this is a very positive card because he's bathed in the sunlight and the book is shining with rays of light, or perhaps the sun is reflecting onto the book. So there's something about messages. There's something about communication, information, or even new ideas that with this new beginning are going to be very important to you for this week. Now let's take a look at this card because it'll probably give us more information about the wisdom card. Wow, we have another major arcana card in this deck. This is number 20. In the traditional tarot, major arcana 20 is the judgment card. Interesting that we were talking about judgment earlier with Jupiter. But in this deck, it's called truth. And isn't it interesting? It comes out with wisdom, and they're both, again, major arcana cards. We have wisdom and truth. So within this new beginning that we're moving towards, we're tapping into this wisdom and truth within ourselves. That's what I'm getting from this, is this, there's some sort of wisdom and truth that we're tapping into. And it has something to do with, again, learning something new or gathering more information or seeking some sort of information or messages. Now, along with that, this truth card, as I said, it's also considered the judgment card. So it's a reminder not to judge your circumstances, not to judge the current situation you find yourself in, not even to judge the relationships that you find yourself in, whether they're work relationships, family relationships, significant other romantic relationships. But instead, look for the truth of what that situation or relationship or circumstance is all about. You know, what is the truth behind it? The spiritual truth. Meaning, what am I learning? You know, what wisdom am I gaining from the situation or from the relationship? And if I look deeper from a different perspective or with spiritual eyes, then I'm going to gain the spiritual truth, not just an earthly sense of the truth, because all of our situations, how things unfold and the timing that they do so, whatever's going on, even if it's a challenge that we're needing to change or move away from, there is some sort of like karmic lesson or karmic truth or spiritual truth that's tied into that we're needing to understand. Okay, let's go ahead and take a look at the last card. I feel like there's something significant too about this person that's looking out this window at the universe, looking out into the heavens, looking out into the stars, again, seeking the truth of what's out there in the cosmos. So it's that truth beyond the third dimension, the truth beyond the earth plane. But again, it takes into account the spiritual truth. All right, so the last card, whoa, another major arcana card. This is an important week for our soul's growth and evolution. Whenever we have a lot of major arcana cards, there's something as far as the soul's journey that is needing to be really understood. There's a higher awareness that's happening. There's soul growth that's happening. And this is major arcana 21. So it comes right after the truth or the judgment card at major arcana 20. Then we move to 21. And in the traditional tarot, it's also called the universe. And the universe card, because it's the last of the major arcana, is about completion and endings, or also the universe card is about like success and recognition, like bringing something to its full capacity, bringing something to a head. This would be like if somebody was in a new career path, that they come to a point in that career path where they're getting the recognition and the appreciation and the abundance and prosperity through that career that they've really wanted, whether they were seeking it or not, that they're getting a lot of good things from that situation. So the universe card is often about that too, that there's good, positive things that are happening as you're nearing this kind of ending or completion of a phase of your life. It doesn't necessarily need to mean the ending of a situation or the ending of a relationship, although it can be, it can be that if there's something going on in that area of your life. But this can also be the completion of a learning process that the soul is going through. Like if there's a certain karmic pattern that you went through again and again and again, the universe card can say, hey, you're at the completion phase of understanding, learning and understanding what this lesson is all about. So that you don't have to carry it anymore. You don't have to deal with it anymore. So there's a lot of things that this card could be indicating. But again, we have all major arcana. And the other thing that's interesting is that we got the new beginning card, or 0, the Fool, and then we end with 21, the last major arcana of the universe. So this is like new beginnings and endings. And I almost feel intuitively that this card, I feel like this has come up in the last couple of weeks as well. But we just had, well, not just, but we had a new moon in Gemini not too long ago. And as we move into next week's weekly reading, and we should actually mention it for the 17th of month, because it happens so early Monday morning that you're going to see it Sunday the 16th during this week's weekly reading. And that's a full moon in Sagittarius. We have the full moon in Sagittarius at 1:31 a.m. Pacific time, 4:31 a.m. Eastern time. And, you know, so a couple of weeks ago here we had the new moon and new beginnings. And now we're coming up to the full moon, completion and endings, releasing, letting go, healing of something big, again, for your soul's journey, awareness, growth regarding something. So I also feel like this whole week, because we have all these major arcana cards, has something to do with the Jupiter squaring Neptune as well on Sunday. You know, obviously we're going to be feeling that all week. So there's some sort of new insights. There's some sort of new spiritual insights, a different way of looking at things, a different perspective. Again, Jupiter rules higher learning as well. So we're coming into an understanding and awareness of something. We're coming into some sort of wisdom and truth regarding something this week. So let's go ahead and take a look at your special message card depending on your stone of choice. And for those of you that chose the citrine, asking the crystal angels, and this one actually is calling my attention. And this is amber, and it says give it to God. And it actually says take a deep breath, and on the exhale release this situation to God for healing and answers. Again, we have that information thing going on, that theme with, you know, seeking information or seeking the answers. We have that theme of letting go, completion, ending. You know, give it to God, amber. And, you know, amber is a golden colored stone just like the citrine is. So there's something here with your solar plexus chakra, with your sense of power, with you empowering yourself this week within a circumstance or situation, a relationship, a belief system, an old karmic pattern that you've been carrying around. You might want to work with amber if you have any amber, or even resin from a tree, which turns into amber at some point. You could work with the resin from a tree as well, I'm getting. So surrender and give it to God. Don't carry it anymore. You don't even have to fuss with it anymore. Know that, you know, it's going to be taken care of. Your angels and guides are going to help you. The healers of the light are going to help you with whatever this is all about. Now, you know, before I even shuffle, this card is also standing out, and this is going to be for labradorite people, so let's pull that. Lapis lazuli, okay? And isn't it interesting, again, the blue reflective light of the labradorite, and lapis lazuli is also a blue. So we're dealing with third eye chakra as well as ear chakras, psychic senses, clairvoyance, clairaudience. And the message here is life-changing epiphany or experience. And it says it's a time of big and blessed change for you, and God is supporting you each step of the way. So again, you're going to be coming into some sort of huge psychic awareness. You know, kind of pay attention to your psychic senses. Listen with your spiritual ears and see with your spiritual eyes with lapis lazuli. And you know, really trust your intuition with this. But there's definitely something that's huge that's happening here. And even though this is actually a lapis lazuli, it almost looks a little bit like a volcano to me. This is a sword coming out of the volcano. This is like the crest or the handle part of the sword, but you know, from a distance it almost looks like a phoenix as well. So it's like almost a phoenix rising from the ashes of the volcano, or rising up out of the volcano. So you're rising again. You're going to rise. You're going to be fine. You know, you're transforming, you're transmuting something, and you're going through this huge transformation, and you're going to have this aha moment, this epiphany of, you know, what's going on in your life and what you need to do next. And then for those of you that chose the amethyst, okay, this one's calling my attention for amethyst people. Smoky quartz. And smoky quartz here says clearing negativity. Release negativity from within or around you. And Smoky Quartz is a great stone because it's a quartz crystal, which is a higher vibrational crown chakra, opening up to higher awareness and information. But it's got that smoky dark color, that brown color, so it's really grounding as well. It helps with manifestation, it helps with focus, it helps with grounding in energies, grounding the higher awareness into some sort of tangible form on the earth plane. Now, again, clearing negativity. Smoky Quartz does that too, but in a more gentle way than some of the black stones like jet or obsidian, onyx. Those can be much more assertive, I guess, if you will, in its way of clearing negativity, but Smoky Quartz can be more gentle. So if you need to clear or cut cords with somebody, clear lower vibrational energies, emotions, thoughts, beliefs, or connections with other people or situations, you might want to think about working with Smoky Quartz. But this week, it seems to all be about clearing things out of your life or energies out of your life that you no longer need to hang on to, that you no longer need to carry with you as you move forward. So this has been a very powerful and inspiring weekly reading. I want to send you all a lot of love and light. I want to thank all of you for your support, for subscribing to my channel, sharing my videos, commenting on my videos. I love all of you very much, and without you, I wouldn't be able to do what I do. So thank you for those of you that follow me on Facebook, that go through and look at my website, Sacred Soul Empowerment, with some of the various things that are going on there. Again, sending you lots of love and light and many, many angel blessings.